thank you for joining me on today's fabulous Intimate Taste Talk. I am Christine Duke, the Continuing Education Program Manager at Kendall College at National Louis University. And I am our host and our presenter at today's Taste Talk, where I am actually launching a very exciting idea, and I am challenging people in the NLU community to take February as a month of really pushing themselves in their personal social media or business social media if they have one, and create content this month. So I've put together a calendar of different prompts and ideas for the days of the month, one a little easy on the weekends, kind of bigger projects or things on the weekends that you could kind of do at your leisure. But the idea is more to have fun, get some inspiration, get some ideas, get on there, be creating, and really enjoy it. So just a little bit of background about myself. I myself am a digital creator. Many people will refer to that as an influencer. I have a following of over 8,000 people on Instagram and have some followers on other platforms such as TikTok, Pinterest, etc. And I also work with lots of brands. My niche or my topics that I touch on, I am a lifestyle niche producer, and I touch on the topics of food and beverage, style, trend, family life, travel when there's the opportunities for such. And I've worked with, within just the past 6 months, I've worked with companies such as Ore-Ida, Doritos, Absolute, Mariano's, Jameson's, Russell Stover, and Mike's Hot Honey, but lots of others as well. As I mentioned, I do style and trends, so I have a standing partnership with BoxyCharm, which is a subscription box for beauty and skincare products. So lots of exciting stuff kind of happening all the time, and I get to experience all these different products and share my feelings for them. So what I have to share with all of you, and I'm going to go ahead and share this calendar that I've created. I've included it in many of the emails from the Taste Talks, but if you do not have a copy of this calendar, please reach out to me at taste@nl.edu, and I would be more than happy to send this your way. And you will see that each day, especially Monday through Fridays, there is a different prompt that is kind of something that is like a little spark, something to ignite creativity and give you an idea to kind of build on in the content in your social media. This is definitely focused mainly towards Instagram, but doesn't mean that has to be where you use it. You could take this and use it on Twitter. You could use it on Facebook. You can use it on TikTok. Any kind of social media platform. Just have to find the right way to send it. When you're going and creating content, if it's Instagram, of course, first things first, you're going to need to have an image. So go out, create an image. Images can come anywhere, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a literal translation. I mean, if we're going to talk about Groundhog Day, are we really going to be looking at a picture of a groundhog? Not necessarily. You want to think outside the box, be creative with it. Maybe it's not Groundhog Day specifically you're talking about as a holiday. Maybe you're talking about the film. There's all different kinds of ways that you can approach it. So, but I've also included in this some things where you can also think a little bit more about yourself, your voice, what you're trying to express. Even if your social media is something that's more personal and maybe you're just sharing with friends and family, you have a private account or something like that, you can still take these great opportunities, like on the first day where it's like, share a fun fact about yourself. Maybe there's some things that people don't know, or everyone loves challenges and guessing about people. Share 2 truths and 1 lie about yourself and let people guess which one is the falsehood. People love that, and it gives them a reason to engage with your post. It gives them a reason to like, comment, and start a conversation. Because social media is exactly that. It's social. You should think of it more as like a cocktail party. And do you want to be the person who's sitting with their back against the wall, just sipping on their drink? No, you want to be the person out there networking, meeting people, getting to know people, finding out about them, and getting the opportunity. Well, so you've got to use it like that. Yes, Gemma.
Uh, okay, then share a fun fact about yourself, the 2 truths and a lie. Could you give us an example of that?
Yes, so you could do a post. Maybe you want to share a picture of yourself, which actually sharing pictures of yourself on your social media is really great. It doesn't have to be done all the time. I know a lot of people are very self-conscious and are uncomfortable, but this is a good time to also push yourself outside of the box if you don't normally. And when you do share a picture of yourself, you actually tend to get a lot more engagement from people, because then people kind of, if they don't know you face to face, they connect those dots and they really see there's a real person behind there. So what you could do is either tell a little something fun about you. Like myself, a lot of people may not be aware that I work actually in the music industry for about 7 years. So I've met many different kinds of musicians and celebrities. I've been on my hands and knees searching under couches trying to find a ring belonging to Nikki Sixx once. Would people regularly know that? No. But that's a little fun fact that I can tell people about. I also once received a thank you letter from the Secret Service of Bill Clinton after them being happy with working with me for an event. A lot of people would have no idea. Who knew the Secret Service wrote thank you letters even? So, or the 2 truths and a lie, you can do that. I could take those 2 truths right there, throw them in with something like, I lived in Paris for a year. I've never even set foot in Paris. So it really gives people a fun way to kind of get to know a little bit more about you, and you to have some fun being creative and coming up with that lie. Yes, Paul.
So with that as an idea, what I'd like to learn is how to put just those boxes in where people put responses. Will you show us today? So two truths and a lie, because I need help in learning how to put boxes and responses so that people can say, oh, it's A or B or C, and then we can do a graph or we can do something.
Yeah, so the only place that you have the ability to do that within your Instagram itself is within the stories option. So those are, and the stories are only around for 24 hours. So it's very much like a Snapchat kind of situation. And those are all the ones that you see up top where you see the circles. So you can do that, and you can do poll or a quiz. In a quiz, it's really easy because you could put your 2 truths and a lie, and it will actually say which one is the correct one or the lie, or have an opportunity for people to ask questions for you. But that's really the only opportunity you have to make use of a feature like that.
Okay.
So in doing something like this is where you want to make good use of your caption. So, and actually, in fact, since we're touching on captions right now, definitely there's 3 different things that you could do in your caption that's going to really help it a lot. Now, a lot of people, they'll put up a picture, and in their caption, they'll describe what's in the picture. Like, let's say you have a makeup brush, and then you say, oh, makeup brush, it's this specific makeup brush, blah, blah, blah. Boring. I see that it's a makeup brush. Great. Maybe I do want to know more about it and want to know who makes it or something like that, but that's only for a certain window of people that are really going to be interested in that. But if you tell me what to do with it, how to use it, something fun, a fun story about it, maybe it's had a crazy adventure or something. If you can educate people on it, if you can entertain with an anecdote or a story or some kind of twist of humor, drama, anything like that, or if you find a way to engage with people, maybe you're asking them if they know what to do with it, what it's used for, what they would use it for. If you have 2 side by side, which one do you like better? People love to share their opinions, and given the opportunity, they often take it. And then that results within a comment on your caption and engagement. Engagement such as likes, comments, saves or if someone sends your post to somebody else on the app, all of those result in you moving up within the algorithm and getting exposed to more people. Okay?
Yep.
So, like I said, I've got all different kinds of challenges. Some of them are specific, very specific to the day, like Groundhog Day. You would want to post specifically on the day. One, if maybe you missed that day, but you really love that post, shift it somewhere else. And then on the weekends, I've put some other little activities to do, like 5, find new accounts that you love. Follow them and like and comment on their last 5 posts. Okay, so you would want to actually make sure that you're engaging with others, especially with others that have content that you really enjoy. And going and doing all of that engagement on all of their posts like that, a lot of people get really nervous about doing that. They're like, oh, I feel weird, like saying things on a stranger's account, on their picture, on something that they've shared or things like that. And especially doing it in a row. That's so weird. Yeah, but we're at a cocktail party, right? You got to go out and talk with people. We want to make sure that the comment that you leave for them is something of value too. You don't want to be just like, this is awesome. Although it's nice when you say this is awesome, but maybe ask them a question and spark a conversation, you know? Ask them a little bit more about that makeup brush, or ask them, you know, their opinion on something that more of their opinion on something they've shared or what they would recommend. Give them a reason to even respond back to you, because they're going to be like, who is this person talking to me? They're going to go over, take a look at your profile. Oh, this is interesting. Take a look at your pictures, like, comment, share some of the love. Of course, it doesn't always happen. That's what we're kind of aiming for, right? Trying to get some more engagement, network, meet new people, learn new things, be entertained by new ideas and such. So, all right. So definitely, I don't want to go over the entire calendar. I want people to kind of take a look at it. I really had, I have some really fun, there's a lot of fun days that happen in February. Of course, National Drink Wine Day had to be put on there for myself. But I also tried to put some things maybe inspired by hashtag, because that's another great way to share things. And make sure you're using hashtags on your things. You can use up to 30. Try and use more. If you never use any, try and use 3. You use 3, try and use 5. Try and multiply it a little bit more than what you typically use. Okay? Do either of you have any further questions?
So I've noticed how people, is it only in the story feature when people can write caricatures or write words onto images? So like you can put an image up, and then you can put something fun or creative or colorful on that picture. I would love to learn how to do that.
So that's, you know what, let's talk a little bit about stories, because that's what you're talking about specifically. Because only, like, you could do it definitely on an image that you then put within a post, but it's nothing that's animated. You can't add it or anything like that. It's only in the stories that you can add that, or in a video feature such as Reels. But that would
they ask about was Reels, how you do Reels.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get, and let me start with the stories here. I'm going to actually stop sharing this guy. See each other a little better. Perfect. And all right. So unfortunately, because I'm on an iPhone and not an Android, I can't share my my phone screen with you, because I'm on one kind of device here and one kind of device here, and they don't like to talk to each other nicely, unfortunately. But there's a great thing with high quality cameras and very clear phones. So let me take this down too, so you can actually see much better. There we go.
Yep.
Okay. So looking at your Instagram, which has recently gone through some updates, so some things have shifted around. Make sure you're always updated on your apps too. You always want to make sure that you've done that so that you can see things in the best ways possible. So right now, for creating any kind of story, post, or reels, you're going to want to be on your regular home screen and go up to this little plus icon, and it will then allow you to create a new post. It's going to default right to a new post. Okay, but if you notice down below, there's this new gray bar, and this gray bar has post, story, reels, and live. So you've got all of those options right there. So if you want to go and create a story, like you've been talking about, Paul, it then brings you into the screen, which is tough to see when it's like there. So it then brings you into the story creation screen.
Okay.
So first you're going to want to grab your image. So you can either shoot an image or a video within the camera like this. I prefer not to do that. I prefer to shoot all of my stuff outside and then bring it in, because if there's any problems with it, I want to crop it, I want to lighten it up or adjust anything, I can do all of that outside. Where if you've taken it in here, you're limited on what you're allowed to manipulate afterwards. So if you go down to this little square right here, it will pull up your photos and videos, which it looks like my daughter was taking pictures of her vegetables earlier. So I'm just going to pull up her homework. And now that I have this in here, I can even make some adjustments to it if I want to change how it looks. So you can pull it in so you can see the full image and then have an area around it. Move it around wherever you like. Place it how you want. And then you can go and start doing any kind of other adjustments to it too. Of course, you can do little swipes to do different filters and stuff like that. But you can go up here,
right,
and tap the big A, little a, and you can type in whatever you like.
and that'll show below the image.
That you'll be able to move that around.
Okay.
So you can then, if you want it more defined, or you want to switch those colors, you can change the color.
Okay.
You can change the orientation on it, all kinds of things. But then when you're done, you can move it anywhere you like. You can rotate it, make it bigger.
Wow.
Make it smaller. Oh, I don't like it anymore. Right in the garbage can.
Ah.
Okay. Then there's this little squiggle.
Yep.
That's where you can draw on it. Of course, I very rarely use that. This next one is one of my favorites, and this is going to become yours too, Paul. This is by Pretty Princess. That takes you to all of the different options. Do you have your phone?
I do.
Pull up your phone, start a story so that you can see exactly. I'm sorry, this isn't. Let me see if this will help. That made it even worse. So you'll see these are all different stickers. There we go. We got it a little. So you can put the location that you're at. You can there's one with an @ and mention. So that's where you can tag another account. There's a hashtag one where you can tag several accounts, but you can only use the hashtag one time. There is also the GIF, where you can select a GIF And there'll be some ones that come up right away, but you can search. Let's say you want to put Valentine's Day is coming up. So you want to put a heart. So you can type in heart and it'll show you a whole collection of heart gifts that you can pick and add. And again, you can manipulate them, put them where you like. There's also music. There's a whole music database that you can add a little snippet of music, and it'll even let you move around within the song for what portion of it that you would like. So you can search this whole database and make use of that.
Does the music come with, does it come with the?
It's already in the app. You don't
Okay,
have to,
good.
you don't have to do anything. It's already in there. And the database is pretty extensive too. You know, you might run across some, if you're looking for something super specific, you might not necessarily find it due to rights and stuff like that. But because the little snippets of sound are so much, a lot of it can work around copyright situations and stuff. And it's not something for you to be concerned about, those copyright things or anything. If anything happens, that's Instagram will take it down and inform you that that had happened. So, but don't stress about it. And then there's the poll, which is that is great. You can change. So it says ask a question. So you can type your question right there, like, which you like, this or that. And then it defaults to the yes and no option, but you can actually tap on those and change the words to whatever you like. So let's say you want to ask people a question, but you don't want to hear anyone say no. You can have them say like, yes, and oh yeah, you know? So just to see their level of enthusiasm on something and not give them a no option at all. And then again, you changed your mind, you don't want that, you can put it right back, right into the trash can. And there's also the questions where you can ask people a question and they respond to you, and that will send that information to you. And the quiz, like I had mentioned before. So there's a whole bunch of options. The little slider bar on how much do you love this. Time, you can, if you're sharing a non-for-profit organization, you can put a sticker there for donations so that your friends, family, whoever's looking at it can go and click right and donate to that organization. There's a lot of really great things that they've been doing to kind of promote, you know, social awareness and everything on Instagram and get people doing really positive things in the environment as well. So does that kind of let you know, Paul, where to find these things?
So the first one is create, and then the infinity sign is a different. That's a boomerang. I'm just in the.
Are you on an Android or an iPhone?
An iPhone.
You're on an iPhone. Okay, so you see boomerang.
Yes.
You might need an update on your app.
Okay, it says post story in real
Oh
time.
wait, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, so if you're going to do a story, yeah, you can do a boomerang. Do you know what that is?
No, explain that to me.
A boomerang is a short little tiny film that just loops.
Okay.
So maybe you have yourself like doing little motions so you look like you're dancing. Gotcha. Boomerangs were really, really hot like a while, like over 2 years ago or so. Not being used as much. You know, people are much more interested in reels and things like that right now, but it can be something kind of fun. So yeah, you can do the text one is if you want to share something that's just words.
Right.
So if your story's just words, then the boomerang is a little, like I said, it's almost like a GIF. And then you can create a collage of some sort, or grid.
Yes.
A live photo, I believe that is, and I think that's a split screen. I don't use these different features. Oh, super zoom. and then hands-free. So that's a lot more with having to take the picture within the app. Like I said, I don't make use of that so much myself. And then of course you've got different filters a la Snapchat going on down here too.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Those filters.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun things to play with. There's so many different things that you can do within the app that it's really easy to like kind of start going down rabbit holes playing with them and having fun.
What,
So
what does multi-capture mean, Christine?
where are you seeing that?
It's
That's in that same thing?
It's below layout. It's create, boomerang, layout, and then the fourth one is called multi-capture.
Yeah, so it's gonna take several images and put them together. So if you want to have like, let's say it's pre-COVID time and you're walking into an event that has a really cool entrance experience and you want to like kind of document that in order to then go ahead and share that kind of walk-in experience. That's what you kind of make use of that for.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so now, any other questions on stories before I hop over to Reels?
So one last question on stories. Yeah. So the best you can extract images from your camera,
yes,
put them up, and that's what you're suggesting, and then start to edit them using all these different features. Is that the best strategy? That because
yeah,
as opposed to taking
I mean it's what I prefer because I can control so much how the images look.
Yep.
A lot of people though, I will be honest, a lot of people just go ahead and shoot it right through there because a lot of people really enjoy the filters and they like to make use of that, but they also like the convenience of it. I will take my time more so on things and curate things a little bit more, but there is nothing wrong with going ahead and using the camera there and just getting something up and out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
but no. I recommend when you do stories that you use a hashtag. Like there's that hashtag sticker. Yes. You can only use one of those hashtag stickers on a story. So you want to make sure you use a good hashtag because that's going to help push the exposure, the possibilities of exposure for it. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about that, about using that sticker too, is it doesn't have to be something that's blatantly obvious to people. Let me show.
And a story only lasts for 24 hours is what you say?
Yes, it's only visible for 24 hours. And then it's not gone forever, of course, especially anything with digital media. Even if you delete it, throw it out in the trash and everything, it's not gone forever. It's being saved there somewhere out in the universe, in the cloud or whatever. But your stories, you can always kind of pull them back and hold them in a place like a little curio cabinet per se, in the highlights.
Okay.
So the highlights are what you see if you go and look at someone's profile, you'll see their bio with all their information. Then they may have these little round stickers underneath before you go and see their grid. And those are highlights. So those are past stories that they then put together as a collection, and you can go and tap them and take a look at them. So it's a way to actually keep them around and give them more longevity.
Okay. Thank you. Right.
Yeah. So let's say you're going to make a story here. This one's going to be a video one, and I want to do a hashtag on it. So I'm going to say hashtag smoothie because I'm making a smoothie here. So then once I have it, I don't want everyone to see it. So I've got 3 different options on how it looks. One's the orange and pink. One's this like gray box, and then one's this rainbow where if I'd want it to stand out more, I'd choose that. But here I'm going to go with the gray box that's a lot more subtle. And I am going to shrink this guy down super teeny, teeny, tiny. And I can kind of hide it in something else of that similar color, or line it up along a seam on something. There's lots of ways you can hide it because some people don't like to be so blatant that they've included a hashtag on there. They want it to be something subtle. They want it to get to the hashtag and people to be able to see it with the hashtag, but not to have it in everyone's face.
Okay.
Okay. All All right, Reels. So again, if you want to create a reel, there's two options. Either you create it within the app where you only have so much control of it, or you create it outside of the app and bring it into the app. There is a limit on how long a reel can be. It cannot be any longer than 30 seconds. If you wanted to create a piece of video that was longer than 30 seconds, you can do up to 1 minute and 30 seconds with a video in a post. If you want to do longer than that, then you start moving into IGTV. And that, I believe, I think it's 5 minutes is the limit on how long an IGTV can be. If you want to do something longer than that, either do a live or go to YouTube. So, all right. So again, we're going to go to the creation and go down to that gray bar and hit Reels. And the kind of the side, you're going to see length. So it gives you a 15-second or a 30-second length option, which that's kind of the way that Reels rolled out. It came out with 15-second option first, and then graduated to having a 30-second as well. You will see music notes because there's sound and audio that you can add. And then if you see the one time, that's if you're filming within it, that will be in normal time. You can either slow it up or slow it down, the speed in which you capture it. And then of course there's filters and a timer. So if you're by yourself in quarantine or anything, or by yourself in an amazing place and you want to get yourself maybe jumping for joy, you can set your timer, run over, get your video and have it done. Very, very good thing to have if you're doing video and if you only have a 15-second or 30-second window that you can capture. So you would capture, of course, using the little button with the little director clap back down there, or you take all your video outside and then you go to the little icon, the little square in the lower left corner, which you will see one of your personal things in, and then you can go ahead and select your video and have that brought in. So I myself, I do all of my video stuff outside. I actually film a lot of it in TikTok because it's a very, very user-friendly editing interface. And so I can film a lot of things there and manipulate things in different ways that I can't do necessarily within the Instagram Reels. Like if you wanted to, say you're doing a smoothie video and you want to label the ingredients as they're going into the blender, you want to label the ice and the strawberries and have some kind of text on that. You do not have the option to have your text pop up at one point and go away when shooting within an Instagram Reel. If you want to have text on it and you're going to shoot within an Instagram Reel, it lives there through the entire video. So it never has a specific time that it's up and it's gone. So when I actually shared a reel yesterday that has text in it, it actually has another feature too that TikTok offers because I filmed it all separately. I used a couple of different things in order to create it, but I have changing text in it, but I also have some of the text where it's actually verbalized via the computer too. So that it will actually say what the text is and read it as if it's doing a voiceover, which that's a text to talk option that is available only on TikTok right now. So, but it's cool because you can do things like that. You can have this, you can time exactly how long your text is up and make the best use of your space in your video.
How would you practice doing this? without putting it on your face, on your Instagram?
You can do, well, like I said, you can do it on TikTok. Everything that you do with these can become a draft.
Okay.
So if you're filming within Instagram, pretty much once you've done it as a draft, there's not a lot you can do post filming. You know, you can drop on text, but it's going to stay the whole time. You pick your audio post filming and everything, but it's kind of difficult to work with. Where if you went and filmed everything within TikTok, you can set it as a draft, but then you can go back and make a whole bunch of different kinds of edits. Like you can change how long your little segment is within TikTok. You can add stickers. You can, of course, add audio there, but I actually discourage adding any of your audio outside of Instagram if it is if it's a piece of audio that's going to have copyright on it. So if you're using like a popular song or something and you create it within TikTok and there's a really, like say you're doing the Bust It challenge and you use the Bust It song, you don't want to film it in TikTok, carry it over and post it through Instagram without re-tagging that song on Instagram, because you want to make sure you're giving that artist the credit for that sound bite. Because I'm seeing a lot of people doing that these days where they're just taking their TikToks and they're pushing them over there. And a lot of them are doing it with their watermarks still on it, which that's a whole nother discussion we could do sometime too, on how to get that watermark off of there or not have it on there. But I see them putting things up and if you haven't put the audio on within the Instagram app, it instantly credits the audio as your original sound. And Reels is still kind of new. And the legal system can sometimes be a little slow at things. And I don't think it's necessarily caught up, or the music industry is necessarily like grabbed onto this might be an issue or a problem later on. So, and myself, a lot of times when I do create Reels, especially if I'm doing something that is for another brand, I would never, ever, ever put anything on it that is a piece that could have copyright on it. I actually go to places and get sound that's available to the public to make use of, that's unlicensed, and use those instead, so that there isn't any kind of conflict. Because what's going to happen if I do something for like a chip company, and then that artist later on down the line has some kind of legal suit with the chip company, does something that some kind of defamation lawsuit or something like that, and I'm in a pickle. So just going and thinking further and trying to like be smart about what's being shared and how I'm working with content.
So quick question, can we, we're using Zoom so much, can I take Zoom recordings and take a clip of a Zoom and then put it in my Instagram reel?
Yes, but here's what I will caution you against. Who is in your Zoom? Is it just you? If it's just you, totally awesome. If there are other people in it, you might want to be a little bit more cautious on what you're sharing. Ask them if it's okay, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but you can do clips of that. It's kind of, it can be tricky editing them and everything, but there's so many different editing apps out there these days, iMovie and things like that. I use one called Splice that I really enjoy. That's kind of easy to work with. And there's all different kinds of way, like get content, create content, manipulate it, move it around and everything now.
Cool, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, there I am again. So, all right. Any further questions? No? Paul, are you gonna be doing some of the challenges on the calendar?
So I'm gonna do some, yes.
Yeah, no, doing all of them, that's ambitious. So
yeah, no,
I will say that.
I don't, my gas tank is too full.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'll try some.
But it's
And I'm gonna try some reels and I'm gonna try stories. So
good. Well, it's a good way to get like have a little creative outlet, try something fun, new, different.
right.
I mean, everyone's getting another round of Stir Crazy and Cabin Fever right now, and
Yeah.
it's good to kind of like delve into a new thing and see what's going on with it. So
Yeah, no.
mhm.
Thank you.
Have some fun.
Yeah,
This is I learn so much every time.
Thank-
Thank you so much. So
all
Yeah.
right. Well, yeah,
Yeah. Good job.
thank you. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. And if anyone needs the calendar, please email at me at taste@nl.edu. And if you have any questions, my Instagram handle is Duke Exploratorium. Just start typing in Duke and EX, and typically my face will pop up. It will be upside down with some little toes in my face, and that's me. You can always direct message me on Instagram if you have any kinds of questions on it or other kinds of social media. And we will have another taste talk next week on Wednesday for Wines of South Africa with Mary Ross. So thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic evening and be safe this weekend with the snow. All right. Bye.
bye.
Bye. Thank you. Good to see
Thank
you,
you.
Paul.
Bye, Gemma.
Bye-bye.